And I think it's working. Is this thing on? Will it turn on here? This is always tricky when I do it from my phone. I'm home late again, so I decided to do it from my phone again. So today was certainly a fun day. Why does it still say I'm offline? How do I find my live stream? I want to be able to interact with the people chatting. Hey, I see, I can see them on my phone, but it's easier to reply to all of them here. So where are my live streaming events? Bear with me here a second. It still doesn't think it's live. Thank you, YouTube, for being super confusing. It's hard to go live from your phone because it's hard to reply. So there we go. Now I'm live here. All right, now I can see it. Yay, it's all showing up. All right, now I'm in real time. And I can see my own replies. So very cool. Another vlog Thursday that happened really late because everything happened today. Everything was scheduled for today way more than I wanted it to be. So this morning I started out doing something entrepreneurship that I do from time to time. So I get invited to do public speaking and events, and I was on the stage with about, I don't know, 400 businesses there roughly, and it was really interesting. So it was part of the Michigan Economic Development Council. I was speaking as an entrepreneur running a business in the Downriver area along with a couple of friends, and it was really cool. So that was kind of a fun thing I did, but that was like the first part of the morning. So I did that, talked about economic development, talked about running a business, starting a business, and all the things related to that entrepreneurship, things we do different as an IT company, which nothing's new to any of you who've watched this channel for any length of time or have gone through and looked at my business talk videos. We're very open about how we do business and how we do things. So that occupied a whole lot of my morning. We have shirts for sale below, so look below. We haven't decided to sell these shirts at Sailor Technologies, but we have some other shirts that have our logo on it that are available. So we haven't really made an announcement about that. We just kind of been trying to figure out how it all works and throwing t-shirts up for sale, so that's a thing. They are there just below on the video. Anyways, so talked about entrepreneurship, talked with a lot of people, and this is kind of fun because one of the questions I thought was interesting was from the president of the Chamber of Commerce, of which I'm on the board, and he says, what do you guys think about community? And that's one of the things I kind of said, well, that's why we're here. I care a lot about developing community, developing and helping other entrepreneurs and other businesses in the area anytime I can with my expertise. And the reason for that is, just simply, I don't like the area I'm living in to suck. So I want more things around me. I like to see more people succeed. And I don't subscribe to any economic theories because they're very old when you think about things like, well, for my business to succeed, another one has to fail. That's a very old economic mindset that just isn't how it works, especially in the technology age. So that was the big topic of discussion we had. And it's just kind of fun having those discussions. Then after that, when you taking a drink of whiskey, just a glass today, not a whole bottle. Last time I got a bit excessive. So from there, I had my usual business things I have to do, and that kind of leads into the things Tom doesn't want to do. What does Tom not want to do? Lots of business stuff sometimes. I did because I did make sure before I do my vlog Thursdays, I always feel awkward if I don't do them this way because I'm very self-conscious of this, that I've replied to everybody's email possible. I'd make sure that everyone's replied to. I try to take care of all the business responsibilities. Sometimes they get a little bit grindy. I do have at least one quote or two quotes that I have to get back with someone with. It's because I sent a quote, they need another quote, and I got to follow up with another quote on there. And I've talked about this before because when does a quote become consulting? Because it's such a back and forth thing because I don't know if someone's just using my pricing to gather other pricing information or they're serious about buying something from me. And that's kind of the, roll the dice, play the gamble, buy the ticket, take the ride. You try to figure out whether or not that is going to be a sale, and it's just part of the process. The good news is, like outside of people contacting me from YouTube, a lot of the local sales, everybody said yes at once, and it's been like, okay, great, I'm excited, and I'm happy that all businesses want to use me, but it's also like, it's a dumbest thing to complain about. I laugh because what was it, that one Eminem song that was I like his line he goes, it's not a cloud in the sky, but I'm acting like it's raining out. I know I shouldn't be upset by this, but sometimes I'm just being very honest. Like, it's not upsetting, but I'm just like, I got to do all that work and all those things. So I'm always looking at ways I can delegate more of that away to my staff, and at what point we're going to have to hire more staff to keep up with the work demand. So it's a big balancing act, and these are things I talk about with you on this channel, and I talk about at these businesses. That entrepreneurship, hey, I've been in business for 15 years, but there's still these constant changing decisions, because once you start stagnating in business and you just say status quo is fine, the customers we have are fine, I make good money with them, and that's it, it starts falling down, and you don't realize that. Just through attrition, you either lose clients, or just through stagnation in economics, you don't make as much money. Even if you made the exact same money, you don't make as much money. So that's the title of things Tom doesn't want to do, is sometimes all the business admin stuff that comes with all of that and coordinating all of that. And before I wander off too much off topic from talking tech, which is where my passion really lies, I did make a mistake. And that mistake cost me $300, I think, $300 or $400. I don't want to think about exactly how much, but it did cost me some money. Nothing substantial in terms of what the job was. But it's one of those questions that comes up, wait, if you make a mistake when you're quoting something, and I did. The job got changed, so we bid the job. The client says, that came in under what our budget was, so we're going to add more. So the job got expanded. So there was a second quote to do a second part of their building, which is awesome. And it got filled out, and then Corey said, hey, can you review this? I said, yeah. And he goes, I didn't put a price in this line item. And I said, yes. And then I put a price in one line item, but not the other. So it was actually two line items. And he said it right. I looked back. He sent the message exactly, not his fault at all. And I made a mistake and ended up not charging the client for $300 work. Now, here's the question. Do I go back on actuals when it comes to billing and bill that client for the work? They approved the quote. It's $300 short because I just didn't put it in there. So that is kind of a interesting problem. So some people, I briefly from 2004, 2005 had a business partner. His answers were, those mother effers will pay for every damn dollar. That was always his attitude. But I have a different attitude towards that. And my answer really is, I don't charge him for it. I eat the couple $100. That's just cut out of the margin now. It's gone. Those $300, let's just say 300. Just not there now, and that's life. So it's one of those things that I always try to stand by all my quotes. I'm not going to just arbitrarily add $300 to the quote. We already picked the deposit check. The work is almost finished. By next week it'll be finished. So it's one of those things. Like, comes down to the integrity of your company and playing the long game, as I call it. This client will probably be a long-time client now. This is the first big job we've done for them, but there will be a series of smaller jobs and everything that come with it, and not screwing around with them the first job and adding in the bills over 10,000. So adding 300 could probably be slipped in, but I'm not going to. And this just comes down to integrity and how you want to do things, and making sure you're doing things in a way that is always honest integrity there. So that's kind of my final rant on all of that. But those are some of the problems I've run into being a business admin. The other stuff I have no interest in doing is 89. I don't know. I have a HIPAA compliance talk tomorrow with a client who made mistakes and did things. Well, they're a client, but they don't listen to us, so they're not a managed client. They don't just say what Tom says is gold. We give them guidelines. They choose other things, and now they're in trouble. And that becomes a cleanup issue. So I have, will be on my third phone call about their breach and what happened, and debriefing and going through logs and all the things related to it. That also falls under categories of things Tom doesn't want to do, but this is kind of that finessing of businesses that I have to do to make my business function, to make it work. and obviously there's some billable opportunity. So there's, I'm not trying to make money off misfortune. I'm making money off I told you so, maybe a little bit, because they were told not to do things a certain way. And I don't know, sometimes that happens. And then they called today. One of the other managing partners in this company decided to call and wanted to continue breaking the law. And we told them it was just a horrible idea. They said, I wasn't handling the phone call. One of my staff was handling it. I heard them in the other rooms. They had a speakerphone. They're like, just because you didn't get caught breaking the law or your friend didn't get caught breaking the law doesn't mean you can continue to break the law. By the way, Tom is on a conference call tomorrow about you guys breaking laws and not following the rules for HIPAA. So yeah, this all falls in the category of I don't know how to delegate that out. As much as I trust my staff, absolutely, when it comes to doing technical problems, it's a very different concept to sit and deal with a legal team and a breach team in a 6-person conference call and work your way through politically correctly, as you may say, and making sure all that works. So it falls under the category. I don't know who to delegate to. These things happen very infrequently for us. This isn't like a daily thing or anything for me, but it's just something I have to do and play with all these companies, get everyone play nice together, do all the research, make sure I understand what the requests are, what needs to be changed, and do all the implementation. So kind of fun stuff that I have to talk about. So now I want to go, and I don't ever want to ignore any of you. So let me start by how do you transfer a unified video system from Windows to Linux? Just backup restore. Vince's answer is simple and correct. Just back up the config file, restore the config file. No big deal there. Can you share your bash RC? Please go to my GitHub, and I'm almost positive my GitHub is linked below. Let me look to verify this. Our Patreon. It's not. I'm sorry. My GitHub is, let me try this. Someone allegedly says I can paste links. Let me try. I bet it won't let me. Maybe. Oh, they changed it. I can paste links. My GitHub has now been posted. All of my stuff is available on GitHub. I'm up, as anyone who's followed me for more than 5 minutes knows, I'm an open source nut. And so there's a lot of open source advocacy, which means not only am I sharing with you about my business, but I share with you, like, hey, my bash config file, if you want it, you can have it. There's nothing, you can't have it for $5.99. You can have it for free. Just way I handle things. Let's see what else we get here. Get a bunch of coach crews, awesome, but now you're buried. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Vince. Everyone keeps saying yes. I keep raising the price, they keep saying yes. It's a tragic problem. I'm an idiot for complaining about it. Thank you, Uncle Skeet. Thank you for Zach Carter, both for donations, throwing them out here. That's awesome. Let's see here. I got some hellos. Never had issue plugin. Have you ever had issues with FreeNAS plugins? Sure, why not? They don't always. Here's my problem, and everyone keeps saying, "Oh, can you do OwnCloud?" OwnCloud. I'm like, it's a few, or Nextcloud, either one. It's the same problem. There are a lot of versions behind, so. I'm going to be doing some IO Cage videos with the new version because I've been learning IO Cage because it's cool. And I really love the BSD jail system. I just think it's pretty cool and fun to play with. But when it comes to the package maintainers, and I'm not myself much of a package maintainer, and there's a lot of dependency issues doing that, that's just not really my thing. To do that, it's not where my discipline lies. The package maintainers are very busy people, and I'm thankful for all the work they put into it. But some of the package maintainers for certain packages like Nextcloud, OwnCloud are very behind with FreeNAS. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but that means we are going to be waiting for a little while before we get them to catch up to have a recent or current version inside of there. So, that's kind of an issue. Why don't I do QNAP or Synology? I might do some Synology reviews. Synology recently reached out to me, wanted to talk to me about that, but I'm a big open source guy. I'm a big ZFS guy. ZFS, open source, FreeNAS. Show me another platform that has had that level of development and stability and feature sets. I can consider it, but it has to be open source. but that's not Synology. Synology, I'm not sure what RAID they're based on at all. I thought about researching them. I know they're a popular tool in the market, and I don't want to be biased, or I never like to be monoculture to say I only support one product, because we do support a diversity product. Matter of fact, I believe Synology, and this is because I'm not the one working on it. I don't know. Steve and one of my other techs have been working on it. They have a whole bunch of systems they're supporting that I think are all Synology, that all use that Synology DVR system. The clients like it. The clients that we support, it's a fast food chain, and we work with all those, and they seem to work fine. We don't have a problem with them. They seem to be a nice device for the solution. But yeah, no, ButterFS and ZFS, two different animals. ZFS is here. ButterFS wants to be there. That's my opinion. Sorry for the ButterFS lovers. They're ButterFS and ZFS. They're both similar in concept, but not the same they're not the same thing. They're not. So let's see. What else we got here? What are my thoughts to scale your business? More YouTube. So that's it. Does this count towards scalability? I don't know. Someone asked what I'm drinking. It's Jack. Scalability is really, really hard. It is probably consistently one of the problems when you think about business and entrepreneurship. It's the common topic. You try to build a scalable business. So I spend time more reading, less replying, because I'm just trying to get the pulse of the market. Like I look at Reddit/r/entrepreneur. I look at lots of, and it's a lot of discussion that comes up is how to build a scalable business, and it is the challenge for any business. Now, with a products business, when you're selling XYZ product, you're making mice or whatever, scalability makes a lot more sense. You just keep selling more, and if you have a machine that produces this mouse, then you get more machines that produce the mice, so on and so forth, and away we go. So it's really cool. Yeah, Reddit, MSP. I spend most of my time in the tech ones. I spend a little bit of time in the entrepreneur ones. I do better face-to-face dealing with entrepreneurs. But it's interesting because it's always a challenge, especially in a small business market, and they quickly become a big business once they have a solid, scalable business process. IT is one of those industries that has a hard time scaling. Now, why does it have a hard time scaling? Well, that's really the gist of it here. IT has a very low barrier of entry. How did you become an IT guy? I put a hat on, says, I fix computers. I'm an IT guy, right? Well, yeah, that really is the base of it, and you build your business around that, and you scale upwards. But you got to remember, IT is interesting. We're just going to go by the U.S. market because I have the numbers for it. I'm sure it's bigger global, substantially. But you talk about the 2017 U.S. IT market was roughly a $40 billion market with zero major players. So that becomes kind of interesting. You have zero major players in a $40 billion market. How does that work out? Well, it's a low barrier of entry. So there's not a big advantages to franchising. So you overcome barriers by franchising. You overcome barriers by creating processes that are hard and difficult to reproduce. But the challenge in IT isn't reproducible processes. The challenge in IT is getting clients all the time. And so people don't buy into franchises as easily. So there's not many of them. The only big kind of MSP franchise I've even seen is referred to as the 20. And I'm less than clear about their whole business model and things like that. They kind of provide back-end support, and they're basically just a back-end support, if I understand their business model correctly, for your MSP. I don't need back-end support. We are back-end support. I'm not trying to brag, but we have a very group of highly skilled people in a lot of disciplines, and the same with me. I meet some of the other technicians, and they don't have as many things, so they kind of need extra help desk. But that's kind of been a niche for us. People contracting us to do specialized projects. Why not? We have an expertise in it. We're very good at these projects. So other IT companies, many of you own IT companies I know that are probably watching this channel right now or watching this live stream. And so you watch this live stream and then you go, hey, I want to contract Tom. And that's kind of our business that we've been growing into, is other IT companies contracting us for work. So it's been a lot of fun. But for my growth plan has mostly been through this and hiring more people to work at my office to do this type of work, but it's not the same as a growth model where I can say, okay, we're going to put together a easy way to grow this company by doing this. In the way you grow any MSP, there's plenty of them much bigger than me, is grinding away at it. You follow any of the major sales people that have sales plans for this, and they're like, you need this many touch points, you need to call this many calls. I need each of your sales guys to do 100 calls per day, 100 cold calls, 50 LinkedIn messages, and you grind away at it until you have a bunch of customers. I don't want to really pursue that path. I know how it works. I know that it works. They're not wrong at all, but that is the growth path for it. Oh, let's see here. Windows software RAID. I mean, it works, I guess. I haven't used it in forever. I know it's a thing. Windows software RAID. Hey, why not? I don't really use Windows at all. Oh, let's see. Oh. An experience with Cloudberry. Thoughts? I like Cloudberry. Did a video on them. I've actually done some interviews on them, and I was the first guest on their podcast that the Cloudberry Labs does. I like their product. Cloudberry is a really cool company who I think has a great product. Yeah, getting clients is difficult. It is the challenge. It's a challenge and not a challenge, and this is how the growth challenge is a lot in IT. And I get what you're saying, Vince, but one of the other sides is I know some IT guys, and I'm not barely going to call them IT guys. Boy, they're people who are well connected and they're charismatic. They have no technical skills, but they have an IT company because they have a lot of people that they know enough about computers, and this group of people they have has put them in a place to become an IT company. So I see a lot more of that, but that's fine. That's just a different business model where they're mostly working on sales and not very tech savvy, and they contract companies like me, and that actually seems to be better for me. So I don't have to deal with the grindy part of the process because I just don't like it. Let's see. Do you use a local version of InvoiceNinja? Sure do. Self-hosted, love it. Works great. Question, SolarWinds, have you had any issues with the AV installing on your customers' machines running Windows 10? No? It works great. So that really hasn't been too much of an issue. Which flavor, hi Ben, which flavor of Linux would you recommend? Ubuntu. That's Ubuntu and some of the close family of Ubuntu ones, like I'm using Pop! OS, but if you just use Ubuntu Direct, great system for that. So, don't have any problem with that. So, the running Linux full time, not really been a problem for me. Been doing it for quite some time. So hold on one second here. We're gonna post it on Twitter. We are live on Vlog Thursday, episode 92. There we go. Tweet. Should make a little. It should chirp when I click tweet. That seems like a doable thing, right? We are live on episode 92. All right. I spelled Thursday wrong. That's all right. I have no idea how this works. I'm sharing it on Facebook. Why not? There we go. All right. Back to this. We really need to do a hot sauce video. So, yeah. Definitely on my to-do list. All right. I find issues with Winston wireless being intermittent. Is there a trend recently? I don't know. What, if any, shortcomings does your X250 have? It's a low-powered i5. So this, I'm assuming Ben's asking about my Lenovo X250. It's a low-powered i5. I don't know. It's not very fast. Doesn't render video fast, but it does everything else I want it to do. So it's super lightweight. I've done a review of it. Hey, look. There's like infinite versions of me showing you me, and it's got stickers. It's not big enough for all the stickers I'd like to put on it. I don't know if that's an issue. Anyways, Oh, single barrel rye, of course. Let's see. What else do we have here? I don't Cubes OS, but my friend Phil on the Sunday Morning Linux Review, we've done both a review of Cubes OS, and he's a big Cubes OS advocate and really into it, so it's great. Yes, we do provide cloud services, backup, and all that fun stuff. iSCSI block file possible with FreeNAS? Of course it is. Got an entire video coming up. That's not done yet because I've been busy. We're doing some storage consulting. Maybe the person I'm doing the consulting with is watching. But it's kind of fun because sometimes clients have a couple questions that throw me going, I've never done that, like in that scenario. And that's what may lead to another video. But they had a couple questions about iSCSI, and I realized I have an iSCSI with FreeNAS with Zen Server kind of big video. So I'm going to do some very specific videos with FreeNAS and iSCSI just to talk about the iSCSI protocol because it's pretty damn amazing and how iSCSI works. It's sometimes fun, and it came up at our Sunday Morning Linux Review podcast. So we were talking about how to present storage solutions to servers, and it just got into a discussion of how iSCSI works. And I kind of realized that one of the other people on the podcast didn't realize exactly what functionality was. So it became a very interesting discussion, and I realized, I'm like, rather than you watch a 2-hour video, I'm going to make a different video on this topic. So there's going to be some specific iSCSI solution videos, and FreeNAS is the back end. Those videos are coming. They're kind of fun. I've been playing around with it. So let's see. Why am I at home? Because of events after events, followed by another event that eventually led to me 10 o'clock at night, and I didn't feel like driving back to my office because I'm going to bed after I'm done talking to you guys. I love you, but I'm going to sleep after this. So, because I got to be up early and articulate to do all the things I do again in the morning. So I didn't feel like driving all the way to my office while I'm at home. Well, let's see. I'm going to keep doing Vlog Thursday at work, but these last couple of Vlog Thursdays, it's really just weird. So I'm part of the Goldman Sachs business program. So that's something that I've talked about before on this channel. There was a Goldman Sachs event tonight. Then I met up with my wife for drinks at another place. And then before that, I was at the MEDC. So my day has been just this whole go, 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 go all day. And I just, like I said, I didn't feel like driving all the way back to my shop because then when I'm done and tired after talking at the shop, I have to drive home. Well, now I don't. Matter of fact, I don't have pants on. I got shorts on because I was going to go like walk over to the bedroom and fall asleep after Vlog Thursday, and that's about it. This just saved a step of driving all the way back home. Let's see. Scroll back up a little bit. Let's see. I see my wife commenting on stuff. Do you offer cell phones to your employees, or do you give them all a amount per month to cover the use of their own cell phone bill? That is currently how it's done. It's paid for, so hasn't been an issue because there's not. God, they hardly do. We don't do much calling on our phones. Most of it is. With the exception of Corey probably calls a lot. A lot of them don't use the phone as much. We use Slack and Signal, and that doesn't require much data, so it's not really been an issue. So it's just kind of covered in part of their payroll, not separate as a separate cell phone. There's actually not much business on their cell phone either. There's not. They don't have any like the apps on their phone that are directly business related. Let's see what else we got here. Does Lawrence System do any marketing stuff in-house? I'm thinking about a vinyl cutter. Nope. I haven't found any value in bringing any of that in-house. We don't do any marketing materials either. Matter of fact, 2018 represents the time when we cut our marketing budget to $0. We don't market anymore. We just do YouTube. That's my marketing. So I can't say we don't market anymore. But we don't spend money on it in any traditional marketing sense. I have bought $0 in ads. I did spend $6 on Facebook ads to promote an event. So my marketing budget for $6, if that helps. clear that up. So but that's me. That is clearly not for everyone. Matter of fact, that was one of the business topics at the MEDC is what percentage do you spend on marketing? And some of the other entrepreneurs talked about spending as much as 10% of annual sales just on marketing. So you definitely have to have a marketing plan. You have to have a marketing budget. This is hugely important. We're at a point now because my YouTube channel is bringing money in and affiliate links to your Amazon. Thank you for anyone who's bought things from Amazon store. I appreciate it greatly. And thank you for those of you who have donated right now on this live stream. All those are different ways that bring money in to us. And it's kind of weird. I mean, I don't mind sharing complete amounts of knowledge, but it's actually led to a lot of inbound leads for us for people hiring us for consulting. So I look at this as our growth path in marketing. Oh, well, I take that back. I keep my Chamber of Commerce membership, which is several $100s a year. So I guess that is my marketing budget. So that does fall under the same place. Sweetness DR4 224 116 was the easy sweetie. Is easy as just the DIMMs have do any other setup for FreeNAS? I don't understand that question. Tomorrow I'll be swapping my FreeNAS DDR4 memory for 2x4 to 1x16. Yeah, it's just memory. FreeNAS doesn't care about what memory changes you make. Check my Twitter. Did I do something wrong on Twitter? All right. Let's see what we get here. Hello from Switzerland. I love that. So one of my favorite things about YouTube is it's such an international audience. That always makes me smile because too many people get caught up in not thinking about the global things, and it's just cool. I mean, there's a big world out there. It's not just U.S. So I love when I hear shout outs from other countries. It always makes me smile. Oh, and Cyril for Lawrence. That's interesting. Okay. We're using FreeNAS with iSCSI as a storage solution at one of our Windows servers. It works great. Yes, that's kind of one of the things I'm talking about for the FreeNAS and iSCSI is the fact that you can present it to a Windows server and it works very well. It's a good solution. For example, if you go, hey, I don't want to deal with any Active Directory integration with FreeNAS. I want to have my Windows server controlling all the permissions and all the traditional ways as a hard drive. Well, when you build your ZVal, then map it to iSCSI and then present that over the network to your Windows server, you have the back-end advantage of ZFS and snapshots. You have the front-end Windows system that you're absolutely traditionally used to that you share a Windows server with all the permissions. So it works as a hard drive in Windows, and it does work really, really well. We're going to cover, that's one of the things I'll be covering in the video is how to present it in different OSs. Zen server is one of them that I've done a video on, but I'll also be doing it on how to do it in Windows and just how it works. It's pretty cool. There's also, it's not gotchas at all, but I would say there are some tricks to doing it. There's things you need to know when you're doing it. But for the most part, the Windows Auto Discover tool, when you present iSCSI setup into Windows, the Windows Auto Discovery tool for iSCSI just works and it just creates the hard drive and it's done. There's no real secret sauce to it. Let's see here. We're using free. Ever do DNSPL for Ubiquity? Nope, have not. So if you don't spend any, what do you find the most helpful thing that I did? I quit my local chamber. Not very good. Chambers, hit and miss. They're not going to all be absolutely great. So that is what it is. The reality of IT, this is my 15 years, me sharing what I can tell you work for me. I see all these BS things, just create a great web page. No, we have 300 clients that we have for IT services that we're providing, and those IT services are being because we met them through events. Now, I did meet a lot of them through the Chamber of Commerce, but we also met a lot of them through our current customers, through referrals. Word of mouth is the best. And before, and I talked about this, I have another video where we break down referral program where we talk about it. The referrals are best when they're organic, not when they're paid. Because people, if they know, let's say Bob refers your company. Well, if the company Bob refers you find out that Bob's getting paid to refer you, Bob's credibility just went down a few notches. But if you make Bob really, really happy, and he goes, I want to share the happiness that your IT company with my friend over here who also has another business, because guess what, us entrepreneurs, we know a lot of other people, business owners interact with a lot of other people. Doing that will grow your business faster. But you have to ask them, hey, Bob, who do you know that can use my services? That's a better way to do it than the less organic way of, let me give you $100 for every person you refer. They don't want to be a cheap salesman for you. Matter of fact, if they own a business, they probably don't care about $100 or $200. Maybe they do, but I'm going to throw it out there that, yeah, anyways, I won't go too far off topic. How much for the t-shirt? I don't have this one for sale, but you can find the other ones below. Was worried that I'll have to change some settings in FreeNAS to optimize. No, it's let it run. Let it run. It's automatic. Just add more memory. FreeNAS loves memory. We have not done any of the EDU access points. The Ubiquity ones. They sound kind of cool. We actually kind of, when we seen them, we want them for our office so we can just yell through them. We don't have a real actual use case. It just seems like fun. Why not? Let's see. Owning your own business, do you ever get in legal entanglement with companies if they don't like your service? Kind of. Yeah, I've had to go to court once in 15 years. But for the volume of invoices, legal dealings, not much. I mean, it's happened once, and it was just a non-payment. They chose not to pay me. They went to court and argued. The judge looked at them the same way I did. You're an idiot. Pay the guy, and so we got paid. So that was my 15 years in business. One time I've been to court. It hasn't been a big issue. Maybe I am lucky. I don't know that it's all luck. But for the most part, I avoid things if they look litigiously messy or if I think a client is suspicious. Client that tells me they have tons of bad IT people, I take with a grain of salt. Sometimes you realize the client's not the right fit, and I avoid people who look like they may be problems. I avoid companies that say things like, I want you to sign an NDA before you even talk to me. Why? And yeah. So I try to smell them out and say, is there some problem here that would make me not want to do business with you? So maybe that's how I've avoided it. I don't know, but I haven't really had any legal problems. I heard a good idea is become an LLC so you can downsize the damages. It may not help a lot, but at least it's better than nothing. So LLCs and S corps, depending on what state you're in, or depending on the legal protections, are a topic really best discussed with your whoever's helping you form your business. I highly recommend a good accountant. Taxes are complicated. They're stupid. They just infuriate me because of the complexities that don't make any sense. So highly recommend getting a good accountant, getting a good CPA firm. I've had the same one now since I started. So that helps me a lot, helps me keep out of legal trouble with the government entities that be, both state and federal. And they also helped with my structure of my business. My particular business is an S Corp, but for you, that doesn't mean you should be, because Tom's an S Corp doesn't mean you should be an S Corp. You may do better as an LLC. You need to have an accountant look at that and make those determinations for you. Let's see. How much lawyers cost for your business? I've not had much legal fees for my business. They're very inexpensive because I haven't spent a lot of money. Sometimes you have to have some forms drawn up that if you want a lawyer to go over, you may spend a few $100s having a legal firm review it. Because you have certain type of engagement agreements. I've avoided most of that. I'm kind of anti-bureaucracy because I worked in corporate, so I've done everything I can to fight it. So most of my agreements are super light. They don't have much in them. And I do that on purpose because one of the things I've kind of prided myself on is the we're all adults idea. It's a crazy concept, I know, that I agree to do business with you and people do business with me, and that engagement agreement, it just works out. And it's really strange because I am in a reference someone who is completely out of context for a lot of people here, but Penn Jillette is an interesting character who I follow. And he's one of the only magicians who doesn't make his people who work for him and his crew sign NDAs. You're generally legally bound because you're working in the magic industry not to share that. And I said, that's interesting. So I make no one sign NDAs, not my clients, not my staff. And that kind of let's be an adult policy was very interesting to me. And it's worked out very well for me. I mean, we do well. I'm profitable as a company, and we don't have a ton of legal forms. Maybe one day when you'll find this video and you're like, see that Tom guy? He did that video back in October of 2018 where he said he didn't have all the legal forms, and look at him now, he's in trouble. I don't know, maybe that'll happen one day, but right now it hasn't. I get a ton of client referrals, but then more and more more than my Ubiquity sales rep. Okay. What CPM would you use to recommend for what kind of load would you choose for what? That's an issue. I don't know for what. Taxes are stupid. CA taxes, oh yeah, lots of fun taxes. S Corp is better for tax shelter. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I get it. I'll stop there. Tom's a escort, not working AT. Hey, why not? I don't know. Someone pay me for that. LLC is cheaper to start and maintain. Yeah, LLCs do cost less. The tax filings cost, yes. By the way, when you're talking to an accountant, one of the questions you'll have to ask is, what do my year-end filings cost? Because once you say S Corp, there's more forms, and for every form, there's more money. So that's the thing. Hey, thanks, Zach. Awesome. U.S. is quite complicated. I have been in Germany for 30 years. Boy, have things changed. It's very complicated the way the taxes work here. It's stupid, too. Shirt. See that shirt? Tom guy with amazing t-shirt. Okay. I wonder where I get that one. Sorry, I'll be honest. I'm tired. No, let's see. Deployed ingenious bridges with Unify access points on the second PoE port of the bridge clients. We seem to drop access points once while outbound PoE and bridge. Experience? We use Ubiquity bridges and we use Ubiquity products, and they work wonderfully. I have never deployed an ingenious bridge. I can't speak to them. I can't speak whether they're good or bad. So I really don't know. So I am not sure about that one. So I don't have an answer using those. So yeah, I made everyone yawn. Let's see, I have 100 people on here. Can I make 100 people yawn? That's my superpower right now. CPU and mem was meant. Oh, use case. Do you have a thumb rule? The fastest you can get. I need context again. I guess it varies because I don't know what time it is everywhere you're at. It is 10:18 p.m. here in the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. I'm actually south of Detroit. I'm about 15 miles south of Detroit, for those of you wondering. And that is a sticking point with people in Detroit. This debate goes on forever. Are you a Detroiter? What if you say you're from Detroit? Well, you're from the burbs. You're not really from Detroit. That argument goes on all the time. So for people outside of the Detroit area, I can say I'm from Detroit. For people who live in Detroit, they're calling me, no, you're not really from Detroit. You are, yeah, you're from somewhere else. So. Just send the link to tom@lawrencesystem.com for people who things like re-upload my videos. I send out take notices. There's a process. It is what it is. Happens all the time. There's people that just keep cloning other people's videos, not just mine. There's lots of them that can happen with this, and it's kind of a problem. It's kind of a, yeah. Ever tried Blanton's bourbon? Maybe all this dollars can help you get a drink. I have not tried that one, but I am always open to try different types of bourbon. Let's see, what do we got here? Do you like touchscreen laptops? Not at all. I don't think my fingers should be on the screen. I don't want fingerprints on my screen. So none of my laptops I've ever owned are touchscreen. Don't like them. Oh, there's a bunch of LED controllers. I think there's probably half a dozen LED controllers. Steve keeps installing more of them, so I don't have an accurate count of how many LED controllers are in office, but there's certainly a lot of them. I got to do a new office tour because, boy, I wish I could share this photo. I don't have a way to share photos with this. But yeah, there's all kinds of new LEDs that just went in. Actually, there is kind of a way I can share a photo. This is going to make you guys laugh a little bit. This is the things that go on at my office that I kind of walk into occasionally. Where did it go? Here it is. So I'll show you the picture so you guys can see it on here. Here it is. We've gone to holding a laptop in front of a cell phone, to show pictures. That blue picture, well, I should Twitter that, but that's them installing more LEDs and more stuff. So yeah, there's more and more going in all the time. That's just the thing that's happening. Oh, let's see. 2319 in Brazil. Awesome. You know, I'm wiping my tears after you talked about taxes. We just cry here in the U.S. when we talk about taxes. I keep a local mirror of your channel, but I don't upload to YouTube. Okay. Yeah, that's... Someone asked me permission to do that. I thank you for asking, and they did. And I emailed them. Okay, they just wanted to mirror all my stuff locally in case YouTube ever fell apart. I get it. Data hoarding's a thing, and holding on to things. I'm a little bit of an internet hoarder. I have a lot of old stuff. It's one of my few things that made the best of Reddit is the fact that I did that. I talked about my data hoarding, so. You can dig it. My Reddit is Flipside Creations, just like my GitHub, for those that care and want to try and figure out everything Tom's ever posted. Hey! Oh, Willie can't hear me, but he can see me. Hi, Willie. So I'll just write hi, Willie, here, because he can't hear me, I guess. All right, there we go. Go watch Willie's channel, please. Willie's awesome. But controlled by Raspberry Pi, that'd be fun. Willie, just make stuff up, dude. It's awesome. We were talking about the other day. One of the advantages of owning a business means I can just make up what I do for a living. Every day I can change it. How do I block VPN on pfSense? Which VPN? What service? And some of them, the answer is no, you can't. Can you do an in-depth video on the foam and LED backgrounds you have? I love it and think it's really cool. Yeah, I've actually covered that in one of the studio setup videos. If you look for like studio learned systems or go through my channel, there's probably there. But I'm going to be doing newer ones too of how we did some of that. No secrets. Just haven't got around to covering it all. I think Willie did do a review of the lights, or maybe Chris did. One of them did. Anyways. Well, you can unblock. Zach Carter wants to be unblocked on Twitter. Good luck. That's Willie's issue. I literally sleep on top of 128 terabytes in servers in my basement. Hey, nothing wrong with that. So we have PS assigned as a gateway in Unify? No. You can't assign it a gateway in well, I mean, it can be the gateway, but it can't be. It doesn't. Unify doesn't work with pfSense. It won't integrate into the dashboard. If that's the question you're asking, they are two separate products. Is what it is. What do I think about Unify Protect? There seems to be a lot of opinions on it. I haven't done my research. I think Willie has a video on it. Here's my take on Unify and their video. So one of the quotes that maybe the person's watching, but I know I haven't finished. Goal is to finish tomorrow after all my other stuff. Unify Video, most of the problems we've seen with anybody and anyone we've consulted with who had a problem with the Unify Video Server was their Unify Video Server was not spec'd properly by them because they custom built it, downloaded the software, and then oh, my Unify sucks. And I'm like, yeah, your Unify setup sucks. You did not build a system adequate to handle all the cameras you put in there. So now you're bad mouthing Unify and saying Unify sucks. And I understand from Unify's standpoint that complete problem. You are complaining about their system that you underspec. You tried to put 30 data streams, 30 cameras on a single hard drive and go, wow, it doesn't perform the way I thought it would. Really? You're shocked. And so from the Unify standpoint, and I haven't dug into the Protect system, but I think Unify is going to be very careful, and I think this is the challenge of building an NVR system. When you build these, you have to build them with good specs, fast enough hard drives. Really, hard drives are a big bottleneck when you talk about how many streams you have writing and the fact that you're trying to pull that data back. You have data writing, and at the same time, you're like, hold on, let me go through all these files and pull them back and review them. Well, that takes a lot of horsepower. So from a Unify standpoint, I understand not wanting to give away the software and have a lot of problems that can come from giving away software and having an expensive product. So we also do Exact Vision. Maybe one day I'll do a video on it, but that's one of the other products we sell, and they do let you build your own servers. But Exact Vision is very expensive, and so generally it's not being used by the home user market. That can cause a lot of problems for a company going, yeah, all these home users are complaining about my product, but my product's not the problem. My problem is they're building it on really inexpensive. They found an old box and put it on there. Exact Vision, because it's expensive from the get-go to buy the software, we spec it out. I mean, we just built I think it was $9,000 server just to handle Exact Vision for one of our clients. That's just their server. That wasn't the Exact Vision license. We transferred the license from their other server to this one. So you're talking about a large camera system, but it wasn't, like I said, there's about roughly nine, it was just under 10,000 for this server to just run a camera system. So that definitely is a challenge that Unify has of people, because they're less expensive. I can buy the cameras at a good deal. I can buy these sometimes used cameras for a good deal. I can get the NVR software for free, and then I'm gonna go grab some random box I have and build it. And then I'm gonna go on a forum and go, this thing works like hell. And we're like, what are you running it on? They're like, Pentium 4. You're like, you're the problem. So I understand some of their perspective. I don't know what the big picture is on all of it though. Crash PHP in my PF since and attempted to recover USB recover config. No, we wiped and reinstalled. Yep, that happens. Manual gateway assignment. I don't understand exactly what you're going for. You can just set it as the gateway. I have a 25 camera 7. I have I need overkill rack mount. Sure. Send money, we'll build. Unify and Virus crap for me until I set up Windows. I asked, like, okay, sure, it works fine now. Linux works great for that, so. Do you do any monitoring work with PRT, SolarWinds, Nagios? Yeah, I'm going to be doing some Zabbix videos soon and some other stuff too. SolarWinds is mostly what we use because that's the product platform we're on for the enterprise work. Unify, fully qualified domain name forwarding. Is there a way? Don't have static IP. This would be sweet, but how? I'm not. Host it in the cloud. Make your life easy. Just stick it for $5 a month in a Linode or DigitalOcean droplet. Make your life easy. Seriously, ever had the 5 gigahertz channels? I'm the same. All right. If you take a job, it needs $50,000 worth of upfront recruitment. Do you front the money or charge your customer later? So when it comes to jobs, we really make clients pay upfront for a lot of it. So we are working on a bid for roughly 137,000, I think is roughly where the quote is for just Wi-Fi install. So a lot of that money is up front. Matter of fact, they're gonna have to give us, I think, $90,000 deposit to get this job started. So that's a big thing when we're doing these, is making sure that that money's up front. Even for some of the smaller ones, it's the same thing. And unless we have a great relationship with the client, I don't front them money. I have to really understand their payment terms. Because at some point, especially as the numbers get bigger, you're into financing at that point. You're financing their project for 30 days or whatever the install time is if you're buying it up front. If they're using my money, they're paying for it. You're paying for it, maybe not as a standard bank loan, but I'm essentially loaning you money. So I always ask for large deposits, and most of that comes up front. So that's a big piece of it. Juniper or Cisco? I don't know. I don't have an opinion on them. They're both corporate. They both make good products. Juniper's had some pretty big security things, but Cisco, libSSH, anyone? Holy crap. Sorry, Cisco, that you chose libSSH and that no one validated that stink. That's a big mess for those of you that don't know the big vulnerability in libSSH. Wow, that's a mess. I'm a longtime Linux guy who uses Windows because my clients do and I need to. Let's see. Do you have an opinion on Blue Iris NVR software? What's the best for Unify cameras? The Unify cameras work best for Unify. Blue Iris works. We have clients that use it. It's okay. You have 20 servers that you got for free. Do I want any? What are they? That's the bigger question. Where can I find a list of IP addresses for VPN providers? I don't know the question. What kind of servers? Oh, let's see smells. That's why I use OpenSSH. That's why we use OpenSSH. PowerEdge. Well, PowerEdge are cool. What PowerEdge are they? We need to know some specs here because I don't really have a need. So tell me you have some really old servers. I'll recycle them, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to do with really old servers. When they're out, we have old servers laying around with clients. We pull them out. We crush the hard drives. We recycle them. Yeah, Vlog Thursday got moved to nighttime. I should just start doing them at night. I like when I'm at home because once I'm tired of you guys, I'm going to bed. My bedroom is just down the hallway over there. I should turn on my fireplace too. I'm actually kind of cold. Let's see. PE Series 12 and above. I don't know. You want a house tour? I can walk you around my house. I don't think it's that exciting. I have not used the mic for a failsafe on the SG3100. It hasn't really been a need. Matter of fact, we stock SG3100s. So yeah, we keep our clients' config files on file. So if one were to go bad, we can grab an SG3100 or even any other free NAS. I'm sorry, pfSense off the shelf. We load the config file right on it, and then we take it to the client, and it's already working, and we swap it out. That's a repair procedure. This happened recently. Maybe I'll do a video about that, having stuff on stock. Because one of the cool things is because we always keep all the backup of their clients for their pfSense boxes. If they say the firewall's not working, I can quickly program a firewall to be matching with theirs. So when I dispatch a tech, even if it's not the firewall, in case it is the firewall, I have a pre-configured, ready to go, ready to rock firewall with all of their settings in it. So being able to be quick like that, man, it really sells it for the client because they go, wow, you were prepared. You got this problem solved very quickly. So they keep a good perception of you. 1850s and 1750s. Well, that's some old stuff. The problem with the old servers, like the 2950 is a very powerful server at Dell. We just removed some for some clients. But man, that thing's like a blow dryer coming out of the back. They're hot as hell. They use a ton of wattage. So they may have some little bit of usable life, especially if you're spinning up a bunch of small Linux VMs or something, but your power bill will suffer for it. So will your cooling bill. Do you have some clients that run without Windows directory shares? All the time. I got a lot of clients that run without any directory policies and shares. Oh, LTE connection. No, we do. We don't have any clients on LTE connection. So Michigan is a weird place for all the problems we have here in Michigan. We have 5 providers for internet. We've got 2 major cable companies, DSL, and three fiber companies competing with each other. So we actually can have redundant fiber connections to some of the buildings. And then to go on top of that, Rocket Fiber, the Detroit company, is doing WISP provisioning in the city. So their failover is fiber with WISP backup. So there's a ton of options. So we haven't really needed to go to LTE options. I don't know where you'll find a list of popular VPN providers so you can block them all. Good luck with that. That's a challenge because a lot of them run inside of AWS. Good luck blocking AWS. What drives do you prefer for faster transfer? I am a big fan. When you're talking about building a consumer, not an enterprise SaaS FreeNAS drive, but a consumer-based one, well, it is enterprise somewhat because a lot of people, they work good for storage. The HGST drives are great. I've talked a lot about those. Debian, sorry, I'm not a big CentOS person. I've used it, but I'm more Debian than CentOS. Personal preference, after being 18 years of Debian admin. Keeping firewalls in stock makes your life easier. Let's see. I have an old PowerEdge 9500 used those game servers, 300 watts at idle. Yep, sounds about right. Yeah, R710 is where Dell started getting more power efficient, so those are nice servers to have. Do you have a good gaming router? Is Western Digital Drive good for backup device? No. Western Digital has a lot of security issues if you're talking about their MyCloud system. And wireless gaming, I like Unify. Let's see here. I'm 15 and 0, 600 pounds of computer, and I'm sure you can guess how excited my parents are for having it in a basement. Yep. Hey, you know what though? That's where it starts. You start out with a bunch of computers in your basement, and your parents get mad, and away you go. I was a kid, I just took everything apart, and that was a pile of electronics, because we didn't have all those computers when I was a kid, because I'm old. One computer might have weighed 600 pounds when I was a kid, back in my day. I have Comcast for my office, that's correct. Slackware for servers, yeah, Slackware's been around still. Comcast the reason I have Comcast and not fiber at my office is price. Comcast is killing it. They offer really good speeds for really reasonable prices compared to what the fiber connections are. Their fiber connections are about 7 times what I want to pay, and I just don't have a need for them. Why would I pay that much if it doesn't offer me that much fast? So, HGST Desk and UltraStar are both great drives. Check out my Backblaze review. I talk about the drives and the models, the exact model numbers that are reliable, because they're the same ones we buy. Where are you pulling these questions? My chat's not updating. I can't help you there, Zach, on that. My chat is updating, so I'm pulling all these questions. I see all of them. I block no one. Well, I will block people, but I am not blocking anyone at the moment. If you're gaming on Unify, be sure to enable UPnP. Fact. Yeah, that's a thing. I had a pile as a kid. Cool. RAID Z2, RAID 10's not bad. If you need the speed, go RAID 10. That's where you're going to get the speed from. If you just need redundancy, get a bunch of drives and do it RAID Z2 or RAID Z3. If you don't need as much redundancy, RAID Z1. So it comes down to use case. Do I need high-speed access to data? Then RAID Z10 is an ideal way to do it. I've talked about it before, but there's a guy who took the time to do an extensively good write-up about how the RAID works inside of FreeNAS and all the different speed advantages for all the configurations. It's an excellent write-up. I've shared it before. You can easily, if you type in ZFS performance, it's an excellent blog post to break all that down. And it comes down to scenarios, whether or not they work for you. Do you have an SSD cache setup on your SAS? Nope, I do not. I do not. Some clients do because it they need it. So this comes back down to use case scenario. The best thing for Slackware in modern world is it's not infected by Linux destroying virus that is systemd. Whatever. Matter of fact, if you want to laugh, Google search this, Savaged by systemd. Yes, there is systemd erotica written by my friend Michael Lucas. That is an interesting tidbit I'll throw out there. He was on my YouTube channel a few months ago. How do you feel about bartering IT services for other services? Do you ever barter away for bills? Maybe. There's back to, remember how I hate taxes? All right, that's where I'll table that discussion. You gotta be careful with any barter system. Bartering is taxable and can get you in trouble. And it doesn't always work out. We have money. There's a monetary system for a reason. Maybe you can work it out. It's kind of figuring out the value. You have to put prices on it. I'm upgrading Supermicro case right now with a SAS backplane, 7x price, 8x lane, 16x slots. Gonna go dual Xeons. Awesome. Go for 5690. Go for the fastest. If you're gonna build it, go fast. I want to start segmenting my home and network with VLANs. Well, yeah, if you don't have a switch that understands VLANs, it's not going to work. And for the home, it doesn't have the best security, but that TP-Link I reviewed is a great $35 switch for the home where you can start learning how VLANs work. It's a cool switch. Would you be better off with a Unify? Yeah. You're definitely going to be with a Unify, much easier to manage and everything else. But if you're looking for something basic for home that fits a budget, I did a TP-Link switch review, and the reason I did it was to answer the exact question of, I want to get started, I want to play with VLANs, but I don't have a big budget. For the last I seen, that switch was like $35. It's a managed 8-port switch for $35. That's a great price. It's not amazing. It routes perfectly fine in terms of speed, but the user interface is, the security is, and I covered that in my review. My glass is at, I know, I have now finished my glass of whiskey. Does that mean I take you guys on a tour of my house and go get more whiskey? Virtual LAN. So, yes. That's what VLAN stands for. So, yeah, virtual LANs are a big, important part. I've done videos. If you look at any of the VLAN steps, I walk through how VLANs work and everything else in a couple of videos. Take you to bed with me? That's awkward. I like you guys, but that's awkward, so... Pearl makes my eyes hurt, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it makes Tom's eyes hurt. I look at Pearl and go cross-eyed. Python, I at least can read. But I'm not a programmer, so my opinion matters none. Maybe buy a C5, draw less power, run cooler, da-da-da-da. Yep. Never tested the Synology Wi-Fi switch. No opinion. Reliability is important. No, that does not make me choose Cisco or HP. I have no problem putting Ubiquiti switches in places. We, knock on wood, I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm not saying it doesn't happen to anyone. We have not had any Ubiquiti switches fail. All the ones we deployed are working as happily now, have passed every firmware upgrade and just worked wonderfully with no problems. So they make a very high quality product. There have been reports of certain models having problems years ago. I have not seen that in any problems with any. Matter of fact, one of the most impressive things is we have returned 0 cameras. 0. Now, we have had a weird anomaly with a couple cameras. We don't know at all what happened. The camera goes white. We replace it. We've had 2 of them. And we're talking, I don't know, 600 cameras. I'd have to try and figure out. 600 or 700 cameras we've installed. The camera goes white. And we reset it. starts working. So we replaced it with another camera, and then we put that camera in our office. Each of the cameras that are at our office is one that had the it goes white problem. It's never gone white at our office. We've never had to reboot it. I don't know. So I've never actually had a camera go bad. And it's the same thing with the Wi-Fi. I've had zero Wi-Fi units go bad. One of the clients we're bidding on has 280 Unify units across their campus. They haven't had any go bad. They're asking us to replace them because most of them are 2.4 gigahertz because they were installed so many years ago. They've been working for like 5 years and haven't died. So the quality of their products has been excellent. That being said, I think we're at a point in technology. Think about how many WRT 54Gs are floating around out there still working. We're at a point in technology where a lot of this solid state stuff just doesn't die that often. So if you take some time in engineering, and I think Unify did this, we're just really well aware of how to make reliable equipment that will last until obsolescence rather than fall apart sooner than later. So let's see, 16XG is sweet, sure is. Do you buy Amazon direct from Unify? When it's the right price. If not, we find elsewhere. We hunt down prices. Mostly it is Amazon, I won't lie, they're really reasonable. Yeah, just let's go. Ubiquity when it comes to prosumer price reliability. Yeah. Hard to justify 16XG. So 4 devices to connect 10 gig. 10 gig switches are just expensive. That's all there is to it. The HP switch cheaper than UBNT. Interesting. HP ProCurve, we've done work with them on numerous clients. We never found any problems with them. I don't think from a management standpoint they're near as easy to manage from an MSP or management standpoint as the Unify equipment, but they work. Here's one of the things that I don't understand and other IT guys do. They come in and go, you have to be on everything the same, and we must have these switches because these are the ones that we use, da 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 da. We don't come in and tell our clients to switch out. We see a bunch of HP ProCurve, we're like, yeah, cool, they're working. They're secure. We'll review a configuration. It looks like it's set up properly. Everything's good. All right, we'll leave it. And simple as that. I'm not a big Sonic Wall fan. I have a client, he's running numerous Sonic Walls with VPNs connecting all of his sites together. I don't like them, but they work. I just don't like the interface. I think they suck in terms of interface. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but they're functional, so I'm not ripping them out until they become end of life and obsolete. Yeah, Micro Center carries some of the Unify stuff for a good price. Ubiquity LED, no thoughts on it. Haven't played with it. I wish SFP Plus was on the 24 port as well. That would be great, but hey, we can't get 10 gigabit on all of our 24s. Ready by racks from clients. Amazon. Work. Yes, so much work. Boy, it's been a while since I played with OpenWRT or Tomato. PS Sense. Well, actually, Vlog Thursday is being brought to you by Google Fi on my phone, and I'm chatting with you on a lower bandwidth connection connected to an edge router. Because I don't have a lot of bandwidth at home, because why? I don't have a need. So why spend the money? Wake on LAN with unified switches? Never tried it. Never tried Wake on LAN with unified switches. I don't have an opinion on it because my LANs are all awake. I don't want to go to sleep, so I haven't. And same with the computer center. I don't have any. Yeah, so I don't really. Client compare my price to Amazon? Oh, all the time. I don't worry about that. If matter of fact, we send them our Amazon link. That's happens a lot. So this is an example. Unmanaged client. I just know they're cheap, and they use this on it as needed. They email me a price. Well, they email me, how much can you get me? I need 5 monitors. Then I knew they're price shopping, so I just said get them from Amazon. I just reply with that. But I often reply with our Amazon store link. because we have an Amazon influencer store, and it's been a little while I can look again. I'm trying to remember how much we've run through our influencer store, but the numbers are good, and that's where we push people. Just buy it from Amazon. Matter of fact, one of the best things we have done is share that with people that are Amazon links. If you look on our website, we quit selling computers in the store over a year ago now, and what we do is reports. I think it's in the reports. We just tell people, go look at our Amazon site. Go look at our Amazon site. Even local people, and they just buy things on Amazon, and then we just charge them the labor. So I don't mind at all. No, Vincent, don't set up an Amazon store. It's a lot of work. Just send them to my Amazon store. It's way better. Just do that. What was bought off my Amazon for? Here, I'll be open and honest. Almost $200,000 has gone through my Amazon store in the last few months from people buying stuff online. We just tell them buy it from Amazon. I can't beat their price, and I don't care. There's no margin in it. If I sell it to you, I'm going to put a markup on it, and I'm very clear with my clients. If you want to buy it through me, you're going to get the warranty. You don't have to deal with Amazon, and I'll take care of it, and that comes at a 30% markup. You're like, oh, you want to save 30%? Keep your receipt from Amazon. You have to deal with the shipping back and forth and the problem with the computer. That's my pitch. It's simple. You either give me money, or you don't buy the insurance by buying it from Tom, and you then go buy it from Amazon direct, and that's not a problem. You'll save the money. So we have a client, and they did this the other day. They brought a computer back that they bought off an Amazon recommendation that they bought. It doesn't turn on no more. I don't know, it died. We looked at it. It's the motherboard. We're like, it needs a new motherboard. We're like, how much? We told them. And they're like, well, it's under warranty. We have to send it back. Do you have a replacement in the meantime that we can borrow? And I'm like, no, because you didn't buy it from us. So you can buy another one and have it overnighted. And so it's just a play out for that. But don't worry, we got all the labor for everything. And when the new one comes in, we'll get the labor to transfer. They decide to buy another computer for them, and they're going to pay us the labor to transfer. And I make more money in labor than I do trying to mark up a product. There's no money in marking up products. It's a race to zero margin. Home network tour would be so sad. You would be disappointed in how sad my home network is. There's just not much to it. That TPA link managed switch is $33.45. Awesome. It's a good price. Worth it to be a Microsoft Gold or Silver partner. I'm thinking about action packs. Yeah, they probably worth it. What else do we have? Are you still happy with switching free PBX over Wrench? Absolutely, I love free PBX. I got no complaints, no regrets. Matter of fact, I paid the bill today. Our back-end provider to free PBX is Vitality. It's really, yeah. So I'm happy with how low the bill is. RFQ for floppy drives. That client is. It's now become just serial cables, no floppy drives. That that all fell apart. The office manager, shop manager was there today at our office, just bitching up a storm, not at us, about everything that's going on at the company, and it's been entertaining. We're gonna do another video ranting about them, but no, they finally we sold them some tough books instead of floppy drives. How we got from floppy drives to Panasonic tough books so they can be dropped off machines that are being programmed for CAD. Woo-hoo! It's a fun story that I'll let Steve tell you because I stepped away from it because it looked aggravating. Remember the zip drives? Oh yes, we remember the zip drives. Oh, I need to stretch now. Been sitting here too long. I usually get up once in a while. I've been actually sitting in an hour and 20 minutes. I sit cross-legged in case you didn't know. It's actually how I sit all the time, and I have to stretch. So normally I get up and walk around every 40 minutes, but I'm talking to you folks. But of course I do have a phone here, so I could just pick up my phone and walk around through my house. But I am probably getting a bit tired, and I do have to be up in about 5 hours. Think about that. So then I get to start this whole fun game all over again. 3CX, I like 3CX. They make nice stuff. We might become a reseller for them, so we're looking into it. I've been busy, haven't had time to really dig into it that much. Bernoulli's. Oh yeah, I remember the first Bernoulli drives. That's an old stuff there, man. Those have been around for a minute. Cool. All right, that's doing that. That's doing that. All right. Just seeing if I had any messages that looked interesting. They didn't. Up at 4 a.m. I get for yep. Did you call BBS before internet? Of course, I was on BBS. I was using not the Tandy 1000, but I did a TRS 80, and then I had an old Packard Bell. So I've been in business since 2003. So this is my 15th year of being unemployed. Yeah, DX3625. Man, I had a DX36 33 megahertz, and Lemmings was my favorite game on that. Man, I played that for a while. Rusty and Eddie's BBS. Yeah, it's kind of fun. There's a bunch of SSH enabled BBSs I think still exist out there. So there's still a few of them out there. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm up late and early and all that fun stuff. It's all over the place. I don't sleep a lot. Yeah, SSLs and Telnet BBSs are still out there. I haven't played with them in a while. They're kind of novel. When I found them a few years ago, it was like kind of those novel things, and then I was like, meh. Oh yeah, I know they're still dial-in ones too. It was like novel for a while, and then my interest level went to, oh yeah, the internet's become kind of cool now, and BBSs. Nostalgia is not a big thing for me. I don't get excited about nostalgic things. It's like, ooh, that was neat. I remember when I played with it, and then I kind of fade away from it pretty quickly. Laser Shoot Larry, that was a great game. Megcom Information System, wow. Yeah, it's weird to think about people using modems, because I used to have, in 1998, I managed a RAS server for my corporate job. I worked in corporate then, and that was how we dialed in for VPN service. Was we had a 4-port RAS box, 4 modems in it, on one card that would control for the dial-in and authentication. Yeah, missing the MUDs were always cool. Playing in multi-user dungeons back in the day, man. Yes. Do you have other network IT YouTube channels you watch? Dare I say Linus? Sometimes, very rarely. I don't have nothing against Linus. He's not the most technical person, though, in terms of his YouTube channel. I do like some of Chris's videos. These videos are both good. There's not a ton I watch that are technical. It's weird. There's a lot of computer building channels. There's a lot of gaming channels out there. I don't see a ton of channels out there. Now, there's these weird one-off videos. There's a guy who made a 3-part series that was top-notch for 10 gigabit videos. They were awesome. He didn't make anything else. He did this great job on his videos and then didn't share more videos. I'm like, I don't remember the guy's name right now, but I thought the videos were really good. So there's occasionally like these one-off videos I'll watch, and I'm like, wow, that was a great video. But then it's a dead YouTube channel. It doesn't produce a whole lot other content. So there's just some people that do some really great videos, and maybe that was a one trick they did. They don't commit to it as much as a channel. So yeah, but I have referenced. He doesn't seem to produce Mark Firma. He made some great PF Sense videos. They were really top notch, especially his traffic shaping one. and then he didn't produce anymore. I think he got a job. I don't know. So there's not one I regularly watch because I don't know a lot of them that regularly produce content. Well, Wendell, yes. Wendell from Level 1 Texas. I should have mentioned him. I've got to meet Wendell at Penguin Con. He's a great guy, just a wealth of knowledge, and has a great YouTube channel. Eli, the computer guy, didn't he fall off the planet or something? That dude was just too ranty for me. Rossman Group is great for some of his stuff. I don't watch everything Rossman does, but I like a lot of what I have seen with Rossman. So he's definitely fun. I'm not a board level repair guy, but I kind of like his insights into things. Oh, yeah, Eli the computer guy is mad in a forest somewhere. I seen someone said that before. I seen some video he posted on somewhere else. He hates YouTube and he lives in a forest and he seems angry. But he always seemed angry when he was on YouTube. So now he's not on YouTube, but he's still angry. That's the common theme I see with Eli the computer guy. He's popular because he has a name that rhyme. Never really watched much of his stuff. I have no idea if Unify LED became successful. My finger is far from the pulse of the market, or I would be selling product. I'm not a product guy. A matter of fact, I'm a minimalist and not much of a consumer. Yeah, I guess if you live in a forest, maybe you become less angry. I seen someone said Eli's less angry. Well, good. I hope so. He lives in the forest. But I'm not a consumer guy when it comes to buying stuff. I'm a horrible consumer because I don't buy things. I buy very, very few things, I should say. Well, I think I'm going to end this here because I'm starting to really get tired. Explaining computers is cool if you're... Yeah, he does a couple neat things. Explaining computers. I've seen a couple videos. There's also that guy, I think, called Space Invader 1. Kind of weird name. But, like, he's got some videos on Unraid that I've watched so I could get a better understanding of Unraid, but I don't have anybody using it. And after watching his video, I said, oh, okay. Yeah. But I have no interest, even after watching his videos, nothing compelled me to go, okay, I should be using Unraid. Or nothing about it made me go, yeah, I should replace everything with that. Didn't. So I do watch some of that, but not a lot. Lawn care nut lately. My lawn is dominating it. Wow. Lawn care, boy. I'm 40 something years old now, and I thought at one point I would care about my lawn. I don't. I don't care about my lawn. It's a nuisance to me. I can't wait to sell my acre property and downsize to somewhere where I don't ever have to think about lawn care again. Hey Tim, any suggestions on XCP and GVM? Tried running in a virtual box. I have no idea how to make XCP and G work in a VM. You don't virtualize it. You run it on real hardware. I'm 35 and I started caring. I thought one day I would care. Lawn is a nuisance. Like I said, I'm 35 and you're caring this year. Awesome. But yeah. Hey, thank you, Alex Cooper. Awesome for throwing some money in my way. I do certainly appreciate it. Okay, you guys have talked me into some type of house tour, but you're going to be completely disappointed. Yeah, getting trouble for stuff in high school, definitely I was there too. I hacked a COBOL machine and messed around with it. It was fun. No, there is no homeowners association. So I don't like cookie cutter homogenized neighborhoods. So I live on a custom built ranch house on about an acre of property. No homeowners association. Yeah. Hell, I could take you guys outside and show you my property, but it's night out, so you can't see much. There's nothing that interesting. Yeah. Well, I have to keep it looking decent. The city probably would have rules about me getting rid of all the grass. And I know for resale value not to dump 100 tons of rocks in my yard because my goal is not, this is not the house I plan to live in forever. This is the house I live in now. It's an investment. And then the investment has done very well for me. I bought this house 10 years ago and I have substantially increased my equity in it. And at some point I plan to sell it. That's my economic view of this house. So yeah, 30 acres of property? No, that sounds much worse than 1 acre. 1 acre is hard. 30 acres really hard. I grew up on a farm. I know about acreage. I don't want it. So it's not of, Tom, you don't have the right perspective. No, I completely have the perspective. I was on a farm when I was a child. I am happy not to be on a farm. Let's see what else we got. I live in CA, you rent or move to another state. Yeah, it's hard to buy a house in CA. The housing prices are substantially higher. So that's a very, very, very different thing living in CA. Fios is awesome if you know how to use it. It's a Linux-based switching platform for hand doing routers. Cool. It's complicated. So, Mountaintop City, Montana, blah. Well, I don't know where I want to live. I live here now. I don't know where I will end up living. I wanted to live in Detroit for a little while. Now I don't. So, yeah. All right, I seem to have exhausted technical topics. There's my fireplace. There's crap on my table. What else do I want to thank you? Oh no, my legs are popping because I'm old. Living room. Oh, someone had asked me about this, so I'll show you guys. Yes, my Sherwin RE30s and a 70-inch 4K TV, speakers, and lots of artwork. I have artwork on the walls. This is what my house actually looks like. Whoops. Where else do I take you? Oh, flip the camera around. Oh, it's really fun. You want to see my face, right? Oh, gaming rig. That's probably someone cares about this. I have a whole video just on my gaming. It's probably the only few gaming videos. So, yeah. You can't flip a live camera. I have to do it like this. I guess I could spin this around. But I just got a notice on my phone that my battery is getting weak. Kitchen, so I have an open floor plan, so kitchen over there. I don't know. If you really care about my house, it's a, hold on, sit down. If you really care, it's a 2,000 square foot 4-bedroom ranch with 3 bathrooms. And it's all one floor, no basement. It's kind of, it's not big. I don't know. I guess it's a really matter of perspective. Is 2,000 square feet big to you? I don't know. Fireplace is gas. It's converted to gas. Can you see my bikes? I'm not. It is 30 degrees out right now, so no, I'm not going outside. Maybe another day. Let's see. Yeah, red and black. There's I don't know if someone cares. I can find photos of all that, but I got a whole. We custom built and custom fabricate. Well, we custom put together a bunch of IKEA furniture, so we have like a massive couch that sits 8 people wide. So yeah. So, and I mean, if you notice, it's kind of a minimalist. There's not a lot of things in my house, just artwork on the walls and things like that. There is no network rack at my house. There's no network rack. There's just a computer and a small switch in a closet. It's really minimalist. Home automation. Nope, don't have any. Shows your network rack. Nope, don't have any. Solar tends to be less efficient the further you go up north. Yep, we have too much darkness, so the solar efficiency sucks here. And I have a yard full of trees. There's nowhere to put solar panels here. You're not alone in your house, right? My wife is here. My kids are elsewhere today. They're out and about doing stuff. 30 degrees. Yeah, it's actually probably below 30. It's pretty cold. It was frosty when I woke up. So, Yeah, I mean, I can go out to my garage, but if someone really want me to go out to my garage, I don't think so. My garage is a mess. It's Eastern time here, so garage tour. Do you really want to see my garage? I mean, if there's enough people, I only see like one person saying this here. Eastern Coast. Like I don't. You'd have to really talk me into why I should go outside in the freezing cold and open my garage. That's I don't really feel it. It's really Vince is curious. You just want to know what's in my garage. It's not that exciting. It's good. It's good for the health, the Russians say. Yeah. See my vehicle. Do that many people want to see my garage, really? I don't know, I guess. Pantry? Oh, what grub? There's more food at my office than there is at my house. So. All right, we're down to the last few percentage of battery on this phone. Actually, hold on. We're gonna put a jacket on. 1 second here. I'm not a complete idiot. There's a jacket on a chair here. Details. I don't know when that got there. I apparently have googly eyes. Oh, oh. And away we go. I drive a Scion, if that matters at all. By the way, I can't see chat messages, so I can see them very briefly, but when more than one of you chat at a time, it just goes away. All right. There's a motorcycle. That's my Ninja. That's my S40, if you're not familiar with that. That's my tractor that I should use to cut the grass that needs to be cut that I don't want to cut. There are some Hondas over here. These are some classic scooters I have. I got a couple CT90s. This is the top of my wife's Jeep that's in here. We got to put this somewhere else, but it's another classic Honda. So there's that. Bicycles is something else I do. This is an HP Velatechnik, and this is a bike imported from Germany, a recumbent bike that I ride a lot of miles. I go about 70, 80 miles at a time riding that. So that's most of my garage. Everything else is organized. Something someone may find at least somewhat amusing is our extra fiber runs are all stored in my garage in here, and through that back door is another area of my garage. It also has more fiber in it. We store all the spare fiber, and look in the back here, in my garage. So whenever we're doing fiber work, pulling fiber, it's just too bulky to hold at my shop. So it's all here at my garage, and my staff that does that work has keys to my garage, so they can just stop by here and do it. So it's 30 degrees. What's the fan for? Well, that's an interesting story. We had a flood, and man, I know you can't, my camera does not pick up how big my backyard is, but there's a lot of property behind me, and through all that property it's a flooding issue, and it flooded up towards my garage. We had a flash flood here. So I put the fan because some of the water was in the back, and I haven't been in my garage in a month, and apparently I left that fan on for the last month. So that fan's been on for a while. Now I'm cold. There we go. All right, let me try to... Let's see. Holy crap, you guys had a lot of questions. Hot sauce at home? More hot sauces at work than are at home. Let's see. I'm driving from the north from your location. It's quite cold today. Yeah. Jeffers Oak, never tried it. Sounds like a trap. First chat out. Not American made, no. Detached garage, yes. My garage is detached. Is miscellaneous garage doors? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. I do. Hairtown Rockout, yeah. Yes, my old scooters are one of the things I play with a lot. Those are a lot of fun. A lot of people have those in Germany. They're cool. Boil, I don't know what that means. It's 30 degrees. What's the fan for? Yeah, okay, I answered that one. Do you prefer the UVG3 or the UVG3 Pro? That depends on the use case. Sometimes spliced, sometimes pre-terminated. It really depends on what it is. Bowflex? No. There is no exercise equipment in there. Yeah, there's no exercise equipment. Start a fire. I have a campfire area out back, so that maybe we'll do one of my vlog Thursdays in front of the campfire. Garage tour map, yeah. All right, I'm gonna leave this here. You guys can always rewind it for the garage tour. Someone did ask me, and it just doesn't fit the channel. Someone like, hey, can you review your motorcycles and stuff like that? And I'm like, I can, but it doesn't fit my channel, so I haven't done it. But I will at some point do something like that. I have a personal channel, and if you search for my bicycle, my HP Vela Technique, I did a review on it, and it's very popular actually. So I don't know how to send the link to my other channel, but I might. Hold on. Let me look. I can, for those of you that care, but there's very little on my other channel. I don't hardly post anything on it. It's just not. I used to, and then I quit because I don't know. No real purpose for it, but somewhere. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Hey, look, I found me. There we go. So for those of you looking for me, no, I'm not good at terminating fiber. I can't do videos on it. It's on my to-do list. I'll get around to doing something like that. So, yeah, romantic candlelight dinner vlog. Sounds like a fun game. I'm going to bed. So I've had enough. I got to turn this off. My phone's making beepy noises. People are falling off the channel because Tom's becoming irrelevant. I don't blame you for leaving. So thank you for everyone that took the time to stop by. Awesome. I love doing Vlog Thursday. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be doing the next one from home or not. We'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. So thank you very much. Have a great night. Awesome. Go enjoy your motorcycle ride, Vince. And I hope the garage tour was worth it. I don't know. You guys seem to like it. So maybe we'll do that again. All right. Good night, all.